Okay, so we're asked to order from least to greatest the square root of 22, pi plus 1, and 4.5. The problem here is that these are all in different forms. Okay, the first one's a radical, the second one is, that irrational number plus 1, and then 4.5 is a fraction. So when we say you should put these into friendly numbers, we need to make these the same so that we can compare them. Okay? So, looking at the three numbers, starting with the radical, we know that this right here, the square root of 22, is going to end up being a decimal. Right? We also know that we can change this into a decimal. And what do we know about pi? Pi is 3.14, also a decimal. So the easiest way to do this is to make all of these decimals. I like to go easy. So the first one is 4.5. That's easy. 4.5 as a decimal is really simple. It's what? 4.5. That's simple. Pi plus 1. Pi is 3.14 plus 1. Don't make this mistake. 1 goes here. It's not 3.15. It's 3.14 plus 1, which equals 4.14. And then finally the square root of 22. So this is where you need to know your perfect squares. So your square numbers are 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, right? 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 4 is 25. Do we land? Yeah, because we got 16, which is right before, and 25, which is right after. So on a number line, 16 is the square root of 16 equals 4, and the square root of 25 equals 5. And 22 is in between these two. So the square root of 22 is something in between 4 and 5. So if I draw out a number line, and I put 16 on one end, 25 on the other end, okay? 16 is 4 squared, 25 is 5 squared. How many spaces between 16 and 25? If I'm counting, how much do I count to get between 16 and 25? 9 spaces, right?
Yes, 9 spaces.
Okay, so 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. All right, we'll make this 25 here. Okay, so halfway between 1, 2, 3, 4, is right about here. So this is probably about 4.5. And do you hear what I'm saying? About, probably, so on and so forth. So 4.5, right? So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22 is what? 24, we're right about here. So what am I going to try? Well, 4.5 is right in the middle, so it's a little bit more than 4.5, so what would we try? Try 4.6. So if I did 4.6 squared, that's the same as saying 4.6 times 4.6, and 4.6 is going to be what? 6 times 6 is 36. 6, 3, 24, 27. And then 4 times 6 is 24 with a 2, 16, 17, 18. I add it together, 6, 11, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 21.16. Okay? Not quite there. What's next up? 4.7 times 4.7. That would be 4.7 squared. 7 times 7 is what? 49. 9, carry the 4. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 4 is 32. 4 times 7 is 28. I'll pop a 2 up here. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18. 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2, 1. Look at that. 2209 and 21.16. Which is closer to 22? 22.09. So the square root of 22 is about, if I move this back down, is about 4.7. Does that make sense? That's the closest one. 4.6 is 21.16. That's a little bit away. 22.9 is really close. So the square root of 22 is about 4.7. So if I'm going to put these in order, my order, least to greatest, would be pi plus 1, 4 1/2, and finally the square root of 22. Okay? Hope that helps out.